What is up? It is Paristtmpped, Paristtmpped. And today we're talking about racism in the workplace. See, I made an entire video about this. I'm gonna post it at the end, so I'm not gonna talk about all the same shit. But I feel like listening to it, I was kind of rambling and jumping topics, so I want to make sure that my point kind of comes across and is understood. And I also like doing one long take. I hate chopping shit up. I don't know. As I'm getting older, I feel like that's giving. I feel like it feels like 2016 vibes when it's all like cut. Now I'm like, it's like it wakes me up every time, and it's not a good feeling. I like how the TED Talk feel, and it's just straight through. But I brought it up in my how I navigate through transphobia. Yes, I'm a trans man. So if you're transphobic or anything like that, or racist, why are you watching? And I was talking about how at my job, my boss was telling me how these customers didn't want me to take their order because I was black. And he listened to their orders and had my other coworker take it instead. And I'm like, take it instead, my bad. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because, in the moment, I normalized it. Like, I was like, okay, whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. But I don't know. The blacker I was becoming, I was starting to realize in that moment, hold up, my melanin was starting, that shit was starting to rev up. And I was just really black. And I'm like, wait a damn minute. Like, McDonald's has better laws in place. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of realization, it makes me realize, like, sometimes I don't forget that I'm black, but I do forget that people don't realize that they make certain decisions because I'm black. Like, I don't think he was, he's Egyptian, so he was like, oh, like, I understand. But I'm like, no, you don't understand what just happened. Like, and he's telling me I don't see what's happening behind closed doors. I'm like, you don't see what happens in my day-to-day life. Situations that I have to kind of avoid because of what I think. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of those things where, because of so many situations happening all the time, it's just hard to know when I'm in a safe space. You know what I'm saying? And even at that job, I've been there for a while, and I'm not trying to say that, like, it didn't feel unsafe. Everyone there feels pretty chill, but then out of the blue, everyone comes in with their Trump hats, and I'm like, oh shit. Everyone is white. Why was I surprised? But it's just one of those things where, like, what are they thinking? How are they? They're being nice, but, like, it's just everything, it feels weird and uncomfortable as fuck. And it feels like I'm in, like, the Twilight Zone sometimes. And I've had so many situations where I'm looking back and I'm like, I wonder if that's what that was, We don't realize how many things we normalize because we're just like, oh, well, because I'm black, this happens, whatever. That's not normal. That's not normal. That's not normal. We have to start telling ourselves that. That's not normal. That's not normal. Leave. I'm telling you, get out the frame. Get the fuck out the new picture, new scenery. Boom. Now I'm here. Cause what the fuck? All right, it's too bright though, so I'm gonna just scoot a little bit this way. You see what I'm saying though? Like, it's one of those things where we keep ourselves in situations because we're used to the thought and we normalize things. We go, oh, well, this happens. It shouldn't be happening to you. Fuck. It happened. ED. The fuck? Past tense. Whoa. I don't know. Like, and I'm realizing, holy shit, I'm becoming that kind of person that's just normalizing racism. Because it happens. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy? We're not realizing how it's becoming deep. We just normalize shit. And that's not how I want to kind of go about my life anymore. Because when it happened, I was like, yeah, that makes sense, whatever. So, like, I walked back out there and looked at them, and they were facing away from me and didn't even look at me. So I'm like, this shit feel weird as fuck, bruh. And I'm over here making somebody else's drinks, and I'm like, wait. And I end up having a really good conversation with this, like, other, like, group of people, like, maybe an hour or two later. And I'm like, bruh, breath of fresh air making me realize, wait a damn minute, I was just discriminated. Like, what the fuck? Whoa, bruh. Keep in mind, I took a class called Black Men of America. I haven't learned shit. But I feel like this is like a part of, I guess, learning, how to kind of seeing like we have to start standing up for ourselves, because who gonna do it? And when I finally do it, it's like, oh, like, you gotta realize this is what it is. We need the money.
Road on the tracks, where you at? Never know.
It creates this weird turnaround where all of a sudden I'm in the wrong and I had the audacity to say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. If someone told me, hey, that's maybe not say that, I'm gonna say, you know what I'm gonna do? Shut my fucking mouth. Okay, my bad. Boop. Good. Zipped. Cause like, I feel like it's not even a thought. Like, who am I to tell somebody what's a boundary? Man, boundaries is like the circle of fucking life. And cats teach us that shit. My cat, North, that's one of the things that I'm very grateful for having her. I got her the day after my birthday. She just showed up on my porch one day when I was smoking, and I'm like, holy shit, a cat, a baby. And I thought it was the outside cat dying. I'm like, gonna hold you. Like, she was screaming, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is that Ray dead? And I look on the corner, and it's a baby cat, and I'm like, holy shit. And even from that day, she taught me boundaries. It took me, it took us a while to... It took me a while to pick her up and let her come inside and give her food, and for her to even trust to eat, like, whatever I'm feeding her. Like, we can't just be doing what the fuck we want and thinking it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Now, the racism, that ties into the boundaries, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm leaving my job. Because that's my boundary. Once, and like, cause what was I gonna say to my boss? Oh, like, that's, like, don't take him. He need the money. Just like me. So it's like, hold on, it's raining, yo, so you're gonna have to... Now, how do you handle it? I hate to say it, you gotta leave. You don't handle it, you leave. You speak up and you leave. Well, actually, okay, it depends. If it happens with a situation, like, if it's the boss, you gotta go. That's what I mean. If it's like coworker situation, you tell the boss, you know what I'm saying? You don't let that shit just be left alone, because... you have to protect your body, protect your melanin, you know, protect it. We are doing all this work to protect ourselves. The BLM movement is not, I keep saying was, this shit is happening. The BLM movement is not just for show and tell, yo. We are trying to fight so that I can work without racism, without being afraid, so I can walk the streets without Trump signs, and so I can feel comfortable in my neighborhood, so I can not have to worry about going 1 mile per hour over the speed limit. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just one of those things where there's this underlying anxiety that we all have because of racism being so normalized. And now, it's not now, it's it's normalized at work. We can't go nowhere. Damn. And then they get upset when we create spaces for ourselves. It's like,